Yeah, it's heartbreaking to see what has happened in Hamburg. Floodwaters overwhelmed the levee that eventually devastated the town. And many there say it's not the levee that failed them, but a bureaucracy run amok. This is Hamburg.
Nobody had any time to move anything out. It's just hard to really realize that there's that much damage.
Clayton Lang is hit hard.
Went up 4 foot with all the drywall.
2 of his homes damaged, and his family farm is still underwater.
Sometimes I think it'd be easier to take a bulldozer and push them in instead of doing it, but.
Clayton and a lot of farmers blame this levee and the Corps of Engineers for the disaster that struck the town. You see, the levee used to be 5 to 7 feet higher, hastily raised during the huge flood in 2011.
We were literally building that levee as it was raining with the closest material that we could get to put on that levee. So it was not built to engineering standards. It was built the quickest we could.
Kim Thomas is with the Army Corps of Engineers and says the town had 2 options for the levee: pay millions to bring it up to code, the city couldn't afford it, or tear it down.
Even though it held 120 days and it was field tested, I mean, it could have just stayed as is and probably have worked in this year.
The levee runs through David Mintzer's land. He, like so many others here, think the levee would have worked. The Corps says the water would have rushed over the top, no matter what.
At the end of the day, we are very concerned about a levee that was thrown up there under those austere conditions. Putting folks behind that levee is putting lives at risk.
The flood was unique, fast. It came without warning. The focus now, what's the cost?
This is totally rotten beans. Nothing left to it.
His season is ruined.
Big thing is going to be next year when we go to the banker for another loan. And how does a banker give you financing if you don't have the money?
For farmers and folks in Hamburg, like Clayton, it's frustrating to think what might have been if that levee was left alone all those years ago. But with incredible spirit and determination, it's important to get life back to normal.
You just have to do what you can do and live with it and go on.
Jeff Van Sant for 3 News Now.
As the effects of this flood are still being felt, the 3 News Now investigative team will continue to dig into the problems with the levees and the responses from elected officials.